Farmhand Part 4, The Surprise. By August, Ethan wasn't just a farmhand anymore. He was part of the place, part of me. The chores didn't feel heavy when he was around. The days didn't feel long. And in between all the worship and sweat, there were moments so simple, so sweet, that they made my chest ache. It started one afternoon with the hay bales. The sun beat down hard, the barn air thick with dust as we stacked the harvest. I was struggling with a single bale when Ethan, of course, decided to turn the whole thing into a spectacle. "Bet I can do 3 at once," he said, a grin tugging at his lips. Before I could laugh, he scooped up 2 bales, then hooked a third across his shoulder. His arms swelled, veins rising under his skin, and his shirt stretched dangerously across his chest. He looked like a titan. "You're impossible," I muttered, but I couldn't stop staring. He shifted the weight easily, eyes locking with mine. Not impossible, just impressive. Then, as if to prove the point, he struck a double bicep pose right there in the dust, muscles bulging. I set down my bale and walked over, placing my hand against his flexed arm. Heat radiated off him. The bicep was like solid stone under my palm. "Show off," I whispered. "Your show off," he corrected, lowering his voice, and I felt my stomach flip. That night, after the work was done, the world slowed. The air smelled of rain on the grass, and we lay side by side in the tall field, watching the sky burn pink and orange. The only sounds were the crickets and his steady breathing. "You ever think about when summer ends?" he asked suddenly. His voice was softer than I'd ever heard it. "Yeah," I admitted, "and I don't like the thought." He reached for my hand, threading his rough fingers through mine. "Good, because I don't either." No flexing, no showing off, just him, vulnerable, eyes reflecting the fading light. And for a moment, that meant more to me than all the muscle in the world. Still, the gym was our sanctuary, and when Ethan trained, it was impossible not to be pulled into his orbit. His competition prep had begun. Stricter meals, longer workouts, endless posing practice. And with every passing day, he grew sharper, harder, more breathtaking. One night, I found him pressing an overloaded barbell overhead. Sweat streaked his chest, veins rope-thick along his forearms, pecs surging with every rep. He racked the weight and smirked, chest heaving. "Wanna feel?" I stepped closer, pressing my palms against his flexed pecs. They twitched under my touch. His arms rose into a front double bicep, peaks swelling, veins tracing like lightning. I traced them slowly, whispering praise. "You're unstoppable." His eyes fluttered shut, voice trembling. "Say it again." "You're perfect. You're mine." He trembled like the words fed him more than food ever could. A few nights later, he told me to stay out of the barn. I heard faint music from inside, rhythmic and low. When his voice finally called me in, my heart thudded. And then I saw him. Ethan stood under the single spotlight in the barn gym, wearing nothing but his competition posers. Black, skin tight, every inch of his body polished and gleaming. Every line of his muscles etched deep, veins alive, striations sharp like he'd been sculpted out of marble. He struck a pose, wide lat spread, and my breath caught in my throat. "Like your surprise?" he asked, his voice deep, teasing. "Ethan," I whispered, unable to move. "You're unreal." "Then worship me," he said simply. I circled him slowly, hands reverent, brushing across his quads, tracing the ridges of his abs, palms gliding over the swell of his chest. With each pose he struck, I touched, admired, whispered devotion. He drank it in, muscles flexing harder with every word. "Tell me what I am," he begged. "You're a god," I breathed. "My god." His whole body shuddered, and then he broke the pose, pulling me into him, chest against chest, strength wrapped around me like a shield. "I wanted you to see me like this," he murmured. "Not for the stage, not for the judges, just for you." And in that moment I knew, I wasn't worshiping just his body. I was worshiping him, all of him. That's the end of today's story. Hope you enjoyed this part as much as I enjoyed telling it. If you want more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and stick around. There's plenty more to come. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next part.